Welcome back to Wines.com.TV. We're joined by Adam Lee from Siduri Winery. He's the owner and winemaker of Siduri Winery. We are going to taste through his Santa Lucia Highlands Pinot Noir and understand that this is made from three of the best vineyards that grow Pinot Noir there in Santa Lucia Highlands. Monterey County, correct?
Yes, it is in Monterey.
Do tell.
It's three vineyards, the Pizzoni Vineyard, the Gary's Vineyard, and the Rosella's Vineyard. And these are undoubtedly, as you mentioned, three of the most famous vineyards, not only in Monterey or San Lucia, but probably in all of California or in North America.
For Pinot production.
For Pinot, yeah. There's some fantastic vineyards. We do a single vineyard Pizzoni. We do a single vineyard Gary's. We do a single vineyard Rosella's. But one of the things we've noticed over time is that each vineyard has a certain characteristic. The Gary's Vineyard tends to be very aromatic, gives you a lot of floral characteristics. The Pizzoni Vineyard is a bigger, heavier wine. It's at the southern part of the appellation, a little bit warmer area, tends to give you more weight. And Rosella's has a creamy mid-palate. So there's actually an advantage sometimes to putting those three together and making one wine from the three different vineyards rather than making these single vineyards. This is probably the one area where a lot of times I think the blends that we make, because we do make a few blends each year, are generally a step down from the single vineyards. Here, I don't know that the blend is a step down. It is rather different, but not down.
Well, certainly it's certainly a big step up from, say, a California Pinot Noir, or even a Monterey County Pinot Noir. Santa Lucia Highlands does produce some fantastic Pinot Noirs, and the three vineyards that this wine is sourced from are certainly, arguably, three of the best. Now, once again, what should we look for on the palate with the SLH, we call it?
Yes, the SLH definitely tends to be a bigger, richer, fuller style of Pinot Noir.
Very perfumed.
One would not mistake this for Burgundy, generally. I mean, it is very California in essence. But what it does have, again, is something of a seamlessness to it. It also has a little bit of a dried herb character. One of the things Diana and I have worked on in making this wine is that the Santa Lucia gives you tons of fruit, naturally. Just the character is it's lots of fruit, lots of bright red fruits. Pizzoni has more of the plum, darker fruit. So you just have this cornucopia of fruit flavors. But we've been working on trying to do some whole cluster, some different treatments with oak, some different things so that it's not all about the fruit. So that the fruit, which is still there, but you can also get some other characteristics to it. It's kind of like if you eat a fruit tart in a restaurant. Well, it's great to have it all about the fruit, but they don't just send out the fruit. I mean, that's just not dessert. There's other characteristics with the tart, flavors, and sometimes they'll put a little bit of mint or something else.
And the crust is like the oak.
Yes.
I was going to ask you, is there an application of oak on this?
Yes. With all of our wines, we use French oak on Pinots. We're 100% French oak. We have found that French is a little more elegant. Unfortunately, it's also a lot more expensive. It's about $1,100 a barrel these days. This is about 40 to 50% new oak. So a good portion of this wine goes into new oak barrels each year. It's one of those things that sometimes if you're going to make great wine, you just bite the bullet and go ahead and bring in the best.
You co-ferment all the fruit from the different vineyards, or?
We have done some of that, but we also keep a large portion of it separate and then blend it later in the process. And the way we do the blending exercise is we taste every barrel blind, not knowing which vineyard it's from, not which section. And Diana and Ryan, our assistant winemaker, and myself, we all come up with the different blends. We taste those blends blind, Diana's blend, Ryan's blend, Adam's blend, and we decide on one of those blends. Because sometimes you can be predisposed very easily. I like this. I thought this did better this year than that did. But honestly, when you taste the wine blind, it's not always that way. So it's good to have that exercise.
Let's go ahead and try it. Cheers. This is a big one.
Yeah, but you know what I like about this is I think this is a wine that as much as, I mean, we can come up with food pairings. There are a lot of different things this could possibly go with. If you and I had all afternoon, I'd just sit around and drink this with you. I mean, it's tasty stuff. And sometimes there's nothing wrong with saying,
right,
yeah, this could go good with food, but you just want to pop something and
this is
drink
such
something.
a big example of a Pinot. I think this is more of a standalone Pinot than a food.
Yeah.
Certainly. I mean, with a nice pork roast, it would go wonderfully. Certainly with salmon or even other heavier fish, thresher, shark maybe even. but this is definitely, and the unfined, unfiltered qualities of Siduri Pinots definitely shows in this. It's got good grip, wonderful, wonderful on the palate.
I'm impressed with Thresher Shark. That's pretty cool. We don't eat that out in California.
Oh
So
man, they eat you out in California.
yeah, they do.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break and taste through one more of Siduri's wines. Wines.com TV, Adam Lee, Siduri Wines. Cheers.